All right, you guys. What's up, everyone? I'm Leo from Hoodiefooty, and I'm here sitting with the talented Chuvy. Please introduce yourself, Chuvy, to the world.
What's up, guys? My name is Chuvy, founder and CEO of CVY. Excited for this interview and show you guys a little bit about us and what we do and our identity here at CVY and Cracks Only.
So first of all, Chuvy, I want to say thank you for having us here.
Absolutely.
This has been an exceptional experience. I love seeing your mind and knowing a little bit more about yourself and about what the brand represents. And again, we thank you here at Hoodiefooty having us and letting us be witnesses to, your story and everything. So
thank
again,
you. Thanks for having me as one of the first ones. I think it's a good vision. I think it's something that is authentic for me and organic, which is the reason why I wanted to do it. And yeah, man, I'm honored for you guys to be here and just talk about the brand, what I live and breathe every day. So I'm excited.
Yeah, should be easy, huh?
Yeah, it should be easy.
Talking about your life here.
Tranquis.
Well, let's see. I want to start it off. We're gonna get right to it. Who are you? Please give us a little bit more insight into who Chuvy really is. Yeah. Where are you from? What's your history in soccer? Please introduce yourself to the world here.
Absolutely. So I'm Chuvy. I'm 35 years old. I was born in East Los Angeles, Boyle Heights, a couple of miles from here. I was born to two immigrant parents. My dad's from Michoacan. He passed away last year. Rest in peace.
Sorry to hear, brother.
Thank you, brother. And my mom is from El DF, so grew up with the values of Mexican tradition. So hardworking, embedded in me since I was young. Grew up playing soccer in East LA. Me and my little brother would play all the time. I say that if it wasn't for soccer, I would probably end up being some type of gang member or some type of drug dealer, because in the 1990s in East LA, that was what was influenced the most. I remember running around with my cousins trying to jump guys and stuff, and I was like 8 years old. They're like 13. So it was just not the best influence, but soccer kept me, straight from that, and yeah, I loved it. I loved playing. My goal was 2 trees, outside of our apartments, me and my brother playing all the time. And, for me, as we started getting, a little bit older, we started getting scouted and my parents didn't have money, so they would, take us to the teams that would pay everything for us, uniforms or, monthly fees or whatever. And one of the first teams that I started playing with is Celtics in 1999, 1998, around there. And played there for a few years. It was one of the top teams actually back in the day. Played at Strikers as well. Was there for a couple of years, and after that I kind of started, I would say, falling into the bad influence of things. I would ditch high school. I played high school. I played when I played my freshman year, made it to varsity, was MVP of Fontana High School. But then I started getting into, like ditching and, hanging out with the wrong crowd. And for me, it was very easy to get lost in that because I was already influenced from my childhood of stuff like that. So when I started, I was a little bit more independent. It was easy to me to get into those type of things. And you kind of leave soccer behind, if you will. I still played like recreationally, if you will, but never anything where I wanted to, continue playing at high school, right? I didn't care. I thought, honestly, at early on, like 15 years old, I thought I was going to be a professional because I was really good. Me and my brother were really good. Like, I even got the Champions League tattooed on me at 15, bro.
Yeah.
At 15, Champions League tattooed on me, which is crazy because like now Champions League is like huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
But for me back then, it was huge too, But I didn't care for the game, like in that sense. I didn't care to chase college. I didn't care to go through like the rigorous process of what it is to become pro, which I know now because of all the players that I have, right? So I dropped out of high school. 16 years old, dropped out, started working, helping my parents. For me, like my parents, they had 7 kids at the time, so I have 8 brothers and sisters, but at the time it was 6 brothers and sisters and me, and 7 of us. So my parents can barely keep roof over our head and food on our table. So for me at a young age, started, working, dropped out, and I liked it. I liked working. I liked making my own money, Again, no guidance, just a kid that nobody told anything to do. Nobody told me go to college. Nobody told me, make better decisions. It was just, I was allowed to do whatever I wanted because my parents were always working. So, that kept going on for like the next 3 years until I was 19. Then I had a kid. My son was born, and for me it was like, fuck, like, what am I doing? Like, I have to give this kid an example. I have to give this kid a different life than how I lived. I'm kind of a fuck up at that point. Dropped out of school, didn't worked at like Carl's Jr. and then I worked at like Home Depot warehouse. So like for me, like I wasn't a good role model. But I understood that very early on. I understood that when my son was born, and like looking at him, I was like, nah, I got to give this kid, some type of role model. Like I got to be a man and step up. So I started training pros. And I started training this pro named Jamia Fields. I don't know if you know Jam.
I know Jamia.
Okay, cool. So Jam, she saw me training, and she was training with another trainer, and her ball kind of came into my session, and she came over. I gave it to her, and I'm like, hey, if you ever want a different type of session, reach out to me. Like, this is my Instagram. It was a quick like thing, and she's like, thank you, and she left. A few weeks later, she DMs me. I'd run a session with her, and my session, what a lot of like older kids and like professional athletes liked, was that I would band them up with K-bands, and then I would put weighted vests, and they'd have the whole session that way. So like imagine 8 weeks, you have bands resisting your legs, and you have 8 pounds extra on you every session. You're gonna fucking feel better after 8 weeks, and it was bringing results. So like she started training with me, and she loved it. And then she was building Stoic Los Angeles, which Stoic. Cause,
shout out Jam and shout out Stoic.
Yes, sir. Shout out Stoic Los Angeles and Jamia. So she started telling me about the process and how passionate she was about fashion. And for the first time in my life, when she was explaining it to me, I connected with what she was saying, like how meticulous fashion is. It's not just about bringing out a design and a product and printing your logo on it. It's about like the process of what goes behind it, what materials you want to use, what percentages of blends you want to start using. So for me, when she started saying this, it started becoming like scientific to me. And again, I'm a scientific type of guy. Like my mind is very science based. So then I'm like, this is very interesting. Like, and at the same time, as I had that conversation, I was already feeling like there's something missing in the game. Like there's nobody targeting these kids, right? So when she explained her process, and I already had this, thought in the back of my head, it was like, this is what's missing. Like fashion in football, like kids that come to training that want to look different, that want to feel different, that want to represent, their training shirt at school. Nobody wants to wear like, a very basic like training shirt to school.
Yeah, they want to wear a dry fit. No one wants to wear a Puma shirt.
Exactly. They want to wear something fashionable. And for me, when she started explaining that, it was like, okay, like I think, like I don't know, like I want to say it was like God, like a God-given like epitome. Like this is God's like, this is where you need to focus on. That's how I felt, bro. Like I can't explain it. Like I never thought I would start a clothing brand. For me, like starting a clothing brand was never in my plans. I didn't even think about it. It wasn't something that, I wanted to do. Like I love fashion. I love clothes. I loved wearing the Nike, the Adidas. I loved it. But it was true. Like it all looked basic at some point, I feel like now they're getting more fashionable for 100%. Sure. Like the shirt you're wearing is really nice. It's fashionable.
Thank you, bud.
But back then it wasn't like that, I would say. I think they stopped. And I think that's why like Nike started getting more into like alley culture and started doing more like commercials with authentic like stories because they got away from that. In fact, like their stock tanked like 5 years ago because they started getting away.
And they had to dig back into the retro vibes. They had to dig back into streetwear.
Exactly. And so for me, it was like I want to target this identity, and having Jam explain the process, I connected with it, and then from there it was just still training, but now it was like, okay, I know I want to start a fashion brand in soccer, but what am I going to name it? I don't know what I'm going to name it. So then, like, as you know, we would say cracks only all the time. So then, like, you know, I'm training there, and you know, it just comes in my mind, and I'm like, cracks only, like, that sounds good. Like, that sounds like something that can drive like a player. You know,
Yeah.
that mentality. I was like, but I don't want to put cracks only, the two words. Like, I want to make it something exclusive, something like if you know type.
Yeah.
So then, hit up my teacher friends and was like, yo, like I have these two words, cracks and only. What vowels, syllables should I take out? I want to make it into one word. And even that was like a meticulous process in creating the logo that it
I'm
is
sure.
today.
A lot of people don't understand
Yeah.
how much work goes into something so simple in there.
Right, exactly. So then, you know, I got different opinions from some of my friends, and you know, I got to these two words that, you know, some were like leave the owl in there. Some, I think everybody told me leave the owl in there because they're not gonna know what OLY is. I mean, leave the N in there. Like do CRKS and then ONLY so they could be cracks only. But I was like, nah, because that looks too long. Like, I don't know. I was like playing with it, and then I was finding like, okay, I'm gonna take off the N and I'm just gonna leave CRKS OLY period, and I'm gonna put it together and see how it looks. And hired a graphic designer off of like Fiverr. I'm like, this is the letters that I want to put together. I want to make something like special font. They make the logo. I see it. I heat press it on a shirt, and I'm like, yeah, this is a brand, bro. Like, it looks luxury.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks like a brand. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just looked like it was something luxurious, like a Givenchy or a Balenciaga going across your chest. It looked nice. So then after that, it was like, okay, let's build with cracks only. So I started building cracks only, started, you know, thinking about how I'm gonna market, how I'm gonna do the brand identity, how I'm gonna, you know, start bringing out what pieces. It took me like 18 months, bro, to really like get down to 4 products that I wanted to bring out, which the shirt that I showed you is one of them. And how I was gonna structure the brand. Like I felt like cracks only wasn't enough to be a brand. I felt like it was a really good product, but I needed a foundation for it. And I was like, okay, like what can be the brand that later on, when the brand gets big enough, CVY can start doing different things, not just soccer products, but they can start doing like training products and stuff like that, right? So then I was like, okay, Chuvy. Like, Chuvy's a unique name. Every time I tell people like my name is Chuvy, like, how did you even get that name? Like, what's the story behind it? And like, I'm like, I can abbreviate Chuvy to CVY and make a luxurious logo, and I did. And you know, so I made CVY, and I loved the way it was designed. And then one of my supervisors at the hospital, he would do graphic design on his own. He's a nurse now. Shout out to Aldo. His name is Aldo. But he would do like graphic design, which I didn't know. I didn't know this was like his hobby. So one day he sends me a logo, and he's like, hey, like, this is for your training. I think it will go like really well. And it's the circle logo there, and it spells my name.
Oh, right there?
Yeah, CHUVY. And from there I was like, okay, like, this is sick. Like, this is gonna be like my swoosh. This is gonna be like my 3 stripes. It's gonna be this circle logo that has my name, but can't tell it has my name unless like you really know.
Yeah.
So from there, it just like started building into what CVY it is today. Like, all the pieces started coming together, and started doing everything professionally. Like, paid a lot of money for my website, like $18K to build it. Started, you know, building like, you know, my mission statement, brand identity statement, all this stuff before I even launched it. And then, you know, once it was ready to go, it's November 3rd, 2021. It's the first day I launched. A lot of people bought because I was already promoting it for a year.
Yeah.
And there were people that knew me, like people that supported my training, you know, kids that supported my training, and they bought it, and I was very grateful. But this stopped. At some point, those people already bought, it stopped. So how do I get the brand to the next level? How do I get the brand to cracks like yourself, to people that live and breathe what the identity of the brand is? I was like, I think I should build it that way first, and then come back to the youth. let me build it with the people that live and breathe what I want the vision and identity to be, and then kind of reverse it. It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's very, very risky.
I would say it's risky. I would say not a lot of people would do it that way. They would probably start it flipped.
Yep, they started probably flip because it's a lot easier, and it's probably a lot more probable to happen than trying to go after the cracks, the professional players. And again, I didn't know one professional player, bro. I mean, I knew Ricky, which I reached out to him first, and I sent him stuff. And at first, like Ricky, like he just like accepted the stuff, and I'm super thankful for him. But he didn't, like he wasn't part of the brand yet, because I felt like I wasn't good enough to ask him to be part of the brand.
Yeah.
Like I was like no,
yet.
like Ricky, like he's not gonna want to be part of it. Like he's a crack. Like I'm scared. Like I'm nervous to ask him.
Yeah.
But let me just send him stuff and hopefully he accepts it. And then like it's pretty cool story, because then like once like the brand started like getting some momentum, Ricky like reaches out to me. He's like, "Hey, why haven't I been part of the brand?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, you want to?" Like I didn't know you would want to. Like for me it was like an honor, but it was like that was so hard, bro. It was so hard to like get those cracks to know my brand when I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
I just had to like reach out, do the legwork, go outside the Galaxy Stadium and wait, or a Galaxy practice, and wait for them to come out and like, hey, like this is my brand. Like, do you like it? Like, can you take a picture? And like Victor Vasquez is one of the first ones who started, like, who actually responded to me and said, hey, come after practice, and like, yeah, like I would love to check out your stuff. And he, bro, I could show you a message right now. He just reached out to me today. He's like, hey, like he's in Spain now. He's like, hey, like I want all this stuff. If you can, please, like hook me up. Like till this day, bro, he asked for stuff, and I'm so still honored and grateful, because like he doesn't have to, He
really
like,
doesn't.
These players I mean, he was in La Masia with Messi and stuff. Like they have so much connections to all the big brands, but like, they love the brand. They love the quality. They love what the brand's about. And for me, it's been a fucking blessing, bro. It's been a ride. I mean, even to this day, like it's only been 3 years. It's only been 3 years since all that happened. Like since we started getting momentum, since we incorporated February 2022. Only been 3 years. We're only in 2025. So like a lot of the stuff is like still surreal for me, So like it's like I haven't really grasped to like how big the brand has got.
Yeah.
But like talking to you about it right now, it's like I'm kind of living in it, which is crazy.
No, yeah, 100%. To be honest with you, I mean, thank you for sharing all of that, brother. That was...
I hope it wasn't too long, bro.
No.
My bad.
For me personally, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn about you. I'm here to learn about why you are the way you are, what created it, what inspired it. And to be honest, for this interview, I want you to know I had questions for you. You answered like 90% of them already, so it's perfect because it's natural.
Yeah.
But just learning about your story, bro. From Boyle Heights to Venice, I think it's a huge testament to what you've built, who you are, and where you've come from. I've had family in East LA, and I know what it's like out there.
Yeah.
I know what it's like in Boyle Heights, and not a lot of people within those neighborhoods can ever see themselves cross the line over to Venice and have something prideful, have something that they've built. And
very true.
From Boyle Heights to Venice, again, that's just huge, brother. And
thank you, man.
Your road, I would have never guessed you were going to trying to go to med school, that you worked at a warehouse, that you did all this, that you had kids with no idea how you were going to be a role model for them. And I think that's another testament to you as a person.
Thank you,
and
man.
That's what I'm here to highlight, brother. I wanted you to ramble. I wanted you to go about it because
thank you.
It's what it's about.
That's
what
bro.
It's about. And
I appreciate
you talking about how Cracks only came to be, while you're sitting in front of the logo itself, I think it's huge.
Thank you,
It's huge, and thank you again for sharing.
Absolutely, man. My pleasure. And yeah, man, it's been a ride, bro.
Yeah.
It's been a ride. It continues to be a ride. Like I don't want to sit here and feel like, like I've made it, because like it's so hard to continue. It's like I'm so humble in every step of the process, because it's not easy to continue to grow the brand and continue to get more people to connect with it. And, you know, market trends change and I have to adjust and different designs have to,
Yeah.
you know, hit. And if they don't, you know, it's in this fashion industry, like you could be someone today and tomorrow you're gone, you know?
trends.
So it's very tough. And especially when you have big brands that monopolize everything and kind of, you know, you don't have chances with, you know, where you can really get your brand to a different level because it's kind of blocked off by these bigger brands, you know? So like, I'm very humble in where I'm at. It's been hard and I know it's going to continue to be fucking even harder going forward. But I'm ready, bro. You know, I'm Mexicano, you know.
Not afraid of it.
Yeah, this is what I do. I love a challenge. I love rejection, honestly, like in a way, like you need rejection to continue to drive you. And, you know, I feel like if I can like use an analogy that I feel like right now, it's like, I feel like I'm Canelo when he fought Mayweather.
Yeah.
Like talented, good, but I'm still getting beat up by the industry.
Well, the bigger names.
But that's okay, because I'm going to continue to train. I'm going to continue to get better. And then I am going to fucking get to the point that I see the vision of the brand. And for me, it's like como me da algo, ¿no? Como like a drive, like vamos con todo, you know? That's what I love. Like I love being challenged. I love having that, you know, kind of like my back against the wall with against all odds, you know, that I feel like if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I feel like that's definitely a needed attribute in anybody. You know, you need to be driven by something. And for me, you know I have something special, something unique, something that was built organically and authentically, rooted from the ground. But I still need people to tell me that it's nothing, so I can continue to, you know, prove people wrong, you know, because there's a lot of doubters and there's always going to be, but you need those doubters in order to continue to build and stay motivated, I would say. So yeah, man, I mean, in the most humble way, like shit's gonna get harder, you know?
Yeah,
so
100%.
You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm happy.
It's a good problem to have, brother. Thank you so much. That was a lot of insight into you and into the brand. I would like to kind of pivot and kind of see more of the highlights of your journey with the brand. So I want to see, for example, what is probably one of the biggest challenges you face?
Okay. I think one of the biggest challenges I face has been being able to find the funding needed for the brand to be sustainable and to continue to grow. And it's when you have a fashion brand, like let's say like CVY, there's a lot of money being invested into it. So for me, I've invested maybe like over $500,000 into the brand in like the last 3 or 4 years. And I have a board team of investors, and that board team of investors was extremely hard to not only get, but to choose the right people. And the people that I chose were my former players or current players, and people that are around the culture, people that have had a relationship with me for the last 2 to 3 years, people that truly know me and they've seen the growth of the brand.
Yeah.
Because like, sure, it's easy to get an investor with money that doesn't know anything about your brand, but then they require so much of you because they don't know the industry, right? And the board team of investors that I built, it was really fucking difficult to build because it's like, you get to a point where like, there's no money anymore, right? There's like, oh shit, like what am I gonna do? Like, I'll be completely transparent. Like last year I had like $58 in my bank account. I swear to God, $58. How am I gonna make it to the next month? I got a deal with the team, 60K. I didn't know I was gonna get that deal. I just kept working, you know, with $58 in my fucking pocket, not knowing what's gonna happen the next day, you know, what's gonna happen the next week. So then like, I don't wanna be in this position anymore. So I have to get a board team of investors so I can have a bank account with money so I don't have to deal with like being in this situation. So I would say that was my most difficult challenge, is finding the right investors and not giving so much percentage of my brand. So to be completely transparent, only 7% of the brand has gone into investors. 93% is still owned by CVY. There's hardly any brand that you see out there that's going to have 93%
Yeah, that
majority.
kind of imbalance
Yeah,
right there.
it's always like 49 to 51. Like they've given them so much at the beginning. Thank God and thank my drive and thank my investors who truly believe in me. I have not had to give up that much of the brand to continue to sustain it.
Yeah.
And now we're in a better position than we were, let's say, last year, where we didn't know if we didn't get a deal, we were done. And luckily we got the deal.
Yeah.
But I don't know that, you know, like honestly, like bro, like I would journal. Like I got to a point where like I had to reset my entire mindset. Like, Chuvy, you're going through such a hard time and you don't need to. Like, why do you continue to push CVY if it's not making the money that you need it to sustain it? Like, you're literally drowning. Not in debt, because I haven't got debt, so thank God. But I was drowning in, like, my bills. I was owing things. I was like, fuck, like, it's not making money, but it's very popular.
Yeah.
And a lot of people love it, and a lot of people have it. But why? And it's because I give a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of shit I used to give a lot to players, and to this day I still do. But I wasn't getting the return on investment because it was so new, right? The return on investment takes a while. The revenue takes a while to build. So for me, it was very hard to understand like why I was putting myself through this when I didn't need to. I could just go back to training and go into med school, try to go into med school and just that's it. So I started journaling like today I feel like this and I'm going to continue CVY. This is why I'm going to continue it. I love what I do. I'm obsessed. I want to impact as many people. And every day writing my feelings and every day trying to figure out how am I going to fund it? How am I going to build funding? And getting mentored by different people, having different Zoom calls with other business owners, and then building my board of investors. That was like, okay, like I have people who back me now. Mm-hmm. I have people who believe in the brand. It's not just me. So now let's fucking take this to a company level.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest challenge for me, was to go from a business to an actual company, which where we're at now.
Yeah. And that's a huge testament to your willpower, brother. That's something that I feel like a lot of creators and creatives can attest to. That part right there, I think that made it so much more real for you, didn't it? Just going, yo, I can't
give up on these people.
Yeah.
You know?
Now I got more people dependent on
exactly,
it. And so it's like, I really got to go all in. So if there's any word of advice that you'd give to creatives doing their own thing or finding themselves in a similar situation, what would it be?
I would say continue to believe in what you do and always figure out ways to increase whatever it is you're doing. So like if you have an idea, if you're a creator, like let's say like videography, your space here, capturing stories, there's gonna get a point to where like maybe you don't get the views that you want, you don't get the connection with the audience that you want. It's not bringing in revenue, and you're kind of investing in a videographer, you're investing in your time, right, which is, I believe, is the most valuable. But if you truly believe in what you're doing, and little by little you start figuring out ways to, you know, accept that maybe you're not going to get all the views at first. Maybe you're not going to get the attention. Maybe some people are going to say certain things like, that was cheesy, or that didn't work, or why are you even doing this? If you continue to believe in your idea and your vision, and you start finding ways to accept that it's okay to be at that position that you're at, and try to find ways to increase your intelligence, increase your knowledge, increase ways to make your videos better the next time, I feel like there is a threshold that you reach that you start seeing like the fruits of your labor. And even if it's not where you want to be, it's where you want it to be when you started. Yeah. And I feel like that is super important for creators and artists to realize this. Me 3 years ago, I was packaging from my fucking bedroom, and now I have a packaging room that I could do it from. And sometimes I feel like, fuck, I'm not where I want to be. Like till this day, I'm just like still like, man, like why haven't I broke through to the general market? Why isn't my shit in stores? Like why? Like I have such a good brand. I have so many people that believe in it. But like when it comes to those meetings with these execs, like I get rejected. Like why? Like I don't understand it until this day. But then I realize like it's okay. Like just get better. Like get 2 billboards in downtown LA so people can start seeing these execs that had like the two billboards that I had. Nike used to have them. AT&T used to have them. Like, they're valuable billboards. Get them so those motherfuckers can see it. And then eventually the right person is going to reach out to you and be like, hey, yo, like, I saw your thing. Like, we want to put you in your store.
Yeah.
Like do things that you feel like are going to get your brand or your creations out there, your content out there, and figure out ways to get better at them every single time and accept where you are, and just know that when you accept it, it doesn't mean that it's your comfort zone. It means that you understand where you're at, and now it's time to build from there.
All right, so to continue on and with the little pivot and stuff, I wanted to ask you what would be one of your highlights with the brand. I know you've gotten to expand to Europe, gotten to expand into Mexico with some big names and sponsorships as well. So what would you say would be a big highlight for you that made you feel like, okay, this is surreal and I'm actually doing something impactful?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say the story of how we got Raul Asensio to become an official athlete of CVY. As you know, Raul Asensio plays for Real Madrid. He's a center back there. Had his breakout year last year. But last 3 years, I had already been sending him clothes. I reached out to him through Instagram. Very early on, what I would do is I would look at, the Instagram of players of academies like Real Madrid, Barca, like all types of different academies, and I would reach out to players and see if they responded. And I would target players that I had an opportunity for them to respond. I wouldn't reach out to like the first team players because it's almost impossible. It actually is, I would say, like, to reach out to them through Instagram. You have to like know somebody to get to them.
Yeah.
I mean, even then it's like very hard. But Raul Asensio is someone that I reached out to. I told him, hey, like, this is a brand. We're luxury performance wear brand based out of Los Angeles. I would love to send you some stuff. I really like your look. I like, your game. I saw some highlights from him. He has a good aesthetic, someone that I felt like matched the brand. He responds. He's like, yeah, I would love to, gave me his address. He like, sent me some stuff, send him a few products. He loved it. He loved wearing it. And he's the type of guy that loves wearing like all the fucking luxury stuff, bro. Like, he loves wearing like good stuff, you know?
Quality, huh?
All the quality stuff. So all the name brands, all the big designer brands, like, that's him. That's what he wears. So like, it was really cool to have him like compliment the brand. He liked it. He said the quality was nice, and from there just kept sending him stuff, and just casually, nothing crazy. And then last year, September, I was like, you know what? I was driving to San Diego. I was gonna take a vacation, so I had a few drinks prior, so I was like feeling a little tipsy, a little good about myself, and everything was going good with the brand, and I was like, I'm gonna reach out to him and see what it would be like to sign a player like this. He was already getting like appearances with the first team and like here in like the U.S. tour. He hadn't officially debuted with Real Madrid yet, first team, but he did in the tour. So he played here in the U.S. like 2 years ago, but he hadn't played in La Liga yet. But he was getting like called up on the convocación, but he wasn't playing. Like, he'd be on the bench just in case they needed him. So I was like, okay, this kid is good enough to get called up to the bench. Like, if he gets an opportunity, like, I felt like he's gonna do good. That's just, I don't know, it's just an intuition. So I reached out to him. I'm like, yo, like, what would it take to sign you, bro? Like, officially on contract, like, how much money do I have to pay you? How much money is Lotto paying you? He said Lotto's paying him $500. And I was like, man, I can do that. I was like, I can do more than that. I was like, I'll double it. I was like, I'll do $1,200 a month. You'll be our first paid player. And going forward, as we grow, we'll continue to increase your pay. And this is before he even debuted. I think at this time when I reached out to him, he had about 15K followers. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'll invest. This will be our first paid player, plays with Real Madrid Academy. He's getting onto the bench on the first team. Like, this is something that I want to take the next step. And I'm a huge Real Madrid fan, bro. Like, Madrid, hasta everything,
For the record, I'm not. He's totally rubbing it in right now.
Madrid, nada más. So for me, like, I've watched Madrid since I was a kid. So the reason why I have the Champions League tattoo is because of Real Madrid. Because I love them. I love the league. I love the game. I love everything about it. So for me, it was like I'm gonna have a Real Madrid player. Like that's a dream. Like my brand is gonna be connected to somebody that plays in Real Madrid at whatever capacity. I don't care if they're playing for the youth team. That's connected to the organization. So for me, like that was so fucking cool. But what transpired after that, I would have never imagined. So next month, after I signed him on a 2-year contract, he debuts after Militao tears his ACL. Um, he's on the bench. They have no center backs left. He's like the last option. Literally, he's the last option. He goes in, and then at this time, I remember Jude Bellingham was struggling to score. He hadn't scored yet. He had 0 goals beginning of the season, like 5 games in. Gives a fucking 75-yard banger assist to him, bro. Right in his bouncing right in front of him so he could just chip it over the goalie. Goes viral, the kid, bro. Absolutely viral. Like from there on, like Real Madrid started winning. He's a player that plays with huevos, tiene huevos el güey. Garra, he plays for the badge, and people started, connecting him to Sergio Ramos, someone that, it's a legend in Madrid. Yeah. So like people started seeing those characteristics. So then like people started really liking him. Bro, he went completely viral. Like he went from like 15K followers. I think he has like 5.5 million now. And from there it was just, now he's like part of the first team.
Yeah.
And at that time he was a starter center back. And, for me, like signing him onto that contract was important. We renegotiated the contract, because obviously now he's on the first team. And, so we invested a little bit more in him. But, he has us on the bio. He represents our brand. We did a photo shoot with him. We have him on the billboards. I would say that's like the biggest highlight of the brand so far is like having someone at that caliber and having it be an organic story behind it. Yeah. We didn't just reach out to him randomly and we don't know anything about him and we signed him on. No, like we've been sending him things. We've been having a relationship. I talk to him like he's one of my friends for years. And then having him, have that cracks only mentality when he debuts, connected to the brand, I would say like that gave us a lot of credibility. Like we're connected to a Real Madrid player. If it's good enough for a Real Madrid player, it should be good enough for you. Yeah. It should be good enough for your team. Should be good enough for, your high school team, your youth club team. And for us, like, him being so, connected to the brand in the sense that, he loves it. He continues to be loyal to us, continues to want to be representing the brand. It's hard because at that level, you got to think about it. Everybody in that starting lineup is on a multi-million-dollar deal contract from Adidas or Nike or Puma or New Balance. Mm-hmm. And here is little CVY connected to Raul Asensio on a not even close to $1 million deal. But we're there, we're on the same pitch, we're in the same dressing room, and he's wore our toiletry, he's wore our duffel, he's wore our hoodie suits, our shirts, and he represents it at the highest level. Real Madrid is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and for my brand to be at that level in 3 years, connected to someone there, is a dream come true for me. So I would say that's the biggest highlight, bro.
That's huge, brother. And honestly, crazy. I was hoping you would touch on that. I was like, I want to hear about that story.
Yeah, it's a crazy
I'm glad. I'm glad, brother. Again, that one's a testament to sky's the limit for cracks only, to be honest. If you could do that in 3 years, who knows what could happen in 10.
Yeah, bro. And honestly, for me, it's one of those things where, like, I could never imagine that. Like, I can never think a Real Madrid player on the starting lineup last year. This year, he's not starting, but he's young. He had $1 billion clause now. So, like, they don't want to let him go. But, I mean, Militao's back. You got Dean. You got Rudiger. You got Tuchemeni. Like, you got really, really good fucking guys that have been playing for a long time. Yeah. Last year was his first year in the first division, So, like, he's adapting, you know?
100%.
But I would never imagine that. Like, I couldn't have imagined it. And I can only say it happened because our brand is relationship based, And if it wasn't for the relationship we built with him 3 years ago and believing in him before he even debuted, we would never have had the opportunity. So why I say this is to say that sometimes whatever we're doing, whatever we're investing in, no matter what level anybody's at, believe in someone or believe in your brand or believe in whatever you're doing, because you never know what it's going to be able to accomplish you if you don't. I could have easily said, he's an academy player. Why am I going to pay him?
Yeah.
I just keep sending him stuff. But I wanted to make it something official. I believed in him before he even blew up, and now he's loyal to us. And now he's like on a $80,000 a month brand deal with Skechers. Still only has us on his bio.
Yeah.
Doesn't have Skechers, has us. He doesn't ask for a crazy amount of money because he's loyal to us believing in him. And that would have never happened if we didn't believe in him first. So for me, like, it just goes to show, like, all the players that I have, whether they're in the USL League One or NISA or UPSL or youth or university or whatever, like, I choose players because I truly believe in them no matter what level they're at. And because they have a good story, because they have, you know, they have a good character, they have good integrity, and it doesn't matter what level they play at, I believe in them and I invest in them by sending them things. And I feel like this is why I got that opportunity, because I believe in everybody that I have on. We have 125 players now, and every single one of them is like my brother or sister. And I think that's, like, important to mention because, again, we go back to, like, doing it for the right reason, you know, doing it because this is what the brand's about. You know, I've had to pass on a lot of players as well, and it's definitely nothing personal, but it's also like we have a certain mentality here, and some players, they just want clothes, they just want free shit, and they might have a lot of followers, they might be playing in good leagues, but at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about the brand. They just want free shit. And their posts will be, like, not organic. And you can tell, you can tell when someone's getting paid for a post versus someone that really likes the brand is posting about it. You get me? And luckily, like, everybody that we have on sponsorship, they know the story. I have them, I don't know if you know the process, but I have them do an autobiography. I think, did you go through the process or no?
Yeah.
So, do the behavioral analysis, be able to talk to teammates, be able to, now what I do is, like, I'll do, like, a phone call so I can tell them my story so they can know, like, you're not just representing the brand, but you're representing my story too. And everybody's excited to wear it. Everybody's excited to represent it because it's bigger than them. It's bigger than me. Like, you're representing a culture, you're representing an identity, and I feel like people love to be a part of something like that, especially in the game if you're a soccer player.
100%. That's beautiful, brother. Shout out Raul Asensio.
Yes, sir. Rulo.
Shout out to Real Madrid, even though I'm a Barcelona fan. But no, that's a huge testament. I mean, the quality itself, if you have someone of that caliber staying loyal because of the quality, because you handpicked them, that says a lot about your vision, says a lot about your creativity and just the decisiveness that you have and belief in your own brand. And I think that's huge.
Thank you.
Not only pointing it out to you, but again, to those at home watching and seeing that, okay, maybe one day I could. But it's a long road, but it's a lot of work. And that's what people don't know. Do you have any sneak peeks or anything coming along that you want to give us a little sneak peek into in terms of an idea or maybe a piece that you have here that you're willing to show just a little bit? Or
I would say, I think our shoe, like, I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah,
like
I was about to say, those are fresh, bro.
Our lifestyle shoe is coming out next year. I'm trying to get it perfect to be a very comfortable shoe, something simple, but also something that represents who we are, like having our monogram on it, just being something that represents us at, I would say, a more luxurious level. I think having a shoe is always a difficult thing to come out with because, like, you're stepping into a whole different industry, like the design's cool and everything, but if the shoe's not comfortable, like nobody's gonna want to wear it,
Yeah.
and that's gonna represent your brand. So I feel like getting into the shoe, and I have one there, and you guys could do another, you know, video, but I have one there. I have this one's my favorite, and then I have the all white one on the other side. But yeah, I would say this would be the sneak peek of it. What I'm wearing, this is gonna be the design, and just focusing on really trying to, you know, have every single aspect of comfort in a footballer. We want to be that brand that it from head to toe, literally, shoes, socks, underwear, pants, shorts, shirt, hoodie, toiletry bag, duffel bag, everything that you can think of in as a footballer on and off the field. We want to be that brand. We want to be the North Face of snowboarding or outdoors. We want to be, when you think of I want to go snowboarding, you're thinking of getting like some type of North Face jacket, or if you think about like, you know, like you want like a kayaking board or something, you think of like the brand Thuel. I think that's how you pronounce it. Thuel. And these are specific brands that are quality that you go to when you need something. I want a mom to say, my kid's going to a banquet, he needs to wear something swaggy and comfortable and quality and luxurious. I'm going to get him a CVY hoodie or a CVY shirt.
You want to be the go-to.
I want to be the go-to. And I feel like having every single product that a footballer can connect with, starting from a shoe to a headband, that's what our vision is, and that's what we target. Eventually, one day, hopefully come out with the boot. I think that's a whole nother industry. As you know, like the boot, if the boot is like you're playing at high level speeds, and if it breaks or something, you're fucked. So that's a risk that eventually we'll take, but it'll take a while. Like I designed this shoe 2 years ago, hand drew it, graphic designed it, sampled it, and then I'm gonna sample it again. This is my 4th sample, and I'm sampling it one more time just to make sure it's like comfortable enough, and I wear it as much as I can, hike with it, run with it, wear it comfortably, and that's why it's not coming out till next year. But it's been 3 years in the making.
Yeah.
A lot of brands, they just get a template shoe, put their logo, and they bring it out. That's not what we're about. We want to make sure our design is unique. All the cuts, everything on the shoe is our own. Like I literally drew it. Like every single thing you see on here, I drew it with my hand. So like it's unique to us. So I would say our shoe, these 3 styles, is gonna be hopefully, you know, our break in the market. You know, a lot of people are already asking for it.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So
to be
hopefully.
honest, yeah, I'm a big shoe guy myself. I'm looking forward to it, brother.
Hell yeah!
Thank you for sharing that little sneak
Of course.
peek. That's a little sneak peek for you guys right there. Now, I just want to say thank you again to the talented Chuvy right here, creator of CVY, creator of Cracks Only. Many of you know who he is. Many of you want to know who he is. And that's what we're here for today, here at Hoodiefooty. Again, thank you so much, Chuvy.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Cracks Only out.
We're good.